Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It's the Branded Dude. Today I have another replay for you guys, and this replay is going to be exciting for me to show you because we went up against JIbriel. Big name in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. This man has topped YCSs, and if you don't know who this guy is, listen guys, how do you not know who this guy is but you play Yu-Gi-Oh? So do your homework, go down in the links and description below, find the link to his YouTube and go find out who he is, okay? But listen guys, for those who do know, listen, you're going to have to know and realize right now that I'm about to show you epic gameplay right here against this man, the myth, the legend. So guys, exciting video. You got to know it's going to be literally me going up against the pro, okay? Literally, you're going to be hyped. You need to be hyped for this replay. So enough talking, let me show you how this replay went. So cool, we have the rock paper scissors here guys, and here I believe JIbriel did win the rock paper scissors and he went first. Opening hands, we have fusion deployment, grass, branded in red, allure, and thrust. You know, this is a decent hand. Only issues, I need a dark monster and something else, but opening grass, thrust, and fusion deployment, it's good. But we are going up against Maliss, Skystriker, so you know I'm gonna need something more than just this. Cool. But anyways, JIbriel opens the field spell Maliss in underground, dormouse, talents, imperm, and hornet drones. Cool. So like I said, JIbriel is playing Maliss Skystrikers and he's going first right now. So he enters main phase and he starts with the hornet drones to summon a token, and then he links into Kogari, which activates effect to add back hornet drones. So cool. Here now he will normal summon Dormouse, use its effect to banish a Maliss monster, and he banishes White Rabbit. Cool. Now White Rabbit's effect activates, reborns itself, and now he will get the chance to set a Maliss trap. Here he does set TB11. Cool. He then links into White Binder, and White Binder will banish the Dormouse, and obviously Dormouse is going to summon itself here. On res though, my opponent then activates White Binder to set another Maliss trap, GWC06. Cool. Now he has both Maliss traps there for him to activate, which he then follows up with TB11, banishing White Binder to summon Chessy Cat from the deck. White Binder will summon itself onto the field, and he will draw a card. My opponent does draw into the third Maliss trap, MTP07. Cool. He then links into Terahertz using White Binder and the two Maliss monsters. Cool. He sets a card which happens to be imperm, and he sets MTP07, and he attempts to go to end phase, which is fine because we have no interruptions in the main phase. End phase though, he does send D-Save Worm. So yeah guys, listen, D-Save Worm is a bit of a interruption or annoying interruption for us because we just have spells in our hand, and I really want grass or even thrust to resolve here. So yeah, we need to deal with this. We need to deal with D-Save Worm. Cool. So the interruptions our opponent has is basically D-Save Worm. He has another card that Tempest can send to grave. He has White Binder and obviously the Maliss monsters that can reborn themselves. He has GWC06. He has MTP07, which will banish a card, and the set card happens to be imperm. Cool. So it's going to be our turn now, and here we draw into Maliss. So yeah, this card is not going to help us here, but at least we have a target for allure. So we need to force out first D-Save Worm, and we need to try and make thrust live. So how we go about doing that, we first start with Allure of Darkness to draw. We draw into Regained and Opening, and we banish Maliss. Cool, that's fine. Now I activate Regained, and here JIbriel does chain D-Save Worm to negate the activation of my Regained, which yeah goes through, but now at least thrust is live, which is cool. So we go thrust first. Here I was trying to bait out an Ash or anything else, but this resolves, and so we just go straight for Branded Fusion because you know if he has Ash, he has Ash, but at least we have grass as well. So this is a good position for us. Cool. We then follow up with Branded Fusion, and here my opponent does chain GWC06 to special summon a Maliss monster, obviously going for White Binder. So White Binder on its summon, basically it will be able to banish cards in our graveyard to interrupt our fusion summon. So this does change the fusion monster I was going into, so I decided, okay, I'm going into Lubellion with this because White Binder will be an interruption with the materials in our graveyard. Cool. So we sent Albaz and we sent Tragedy. Obviously, yeah, we didn't normal summon yet, so we get the Search of Tragedy for Lugo if that's the monster we go for. So we summon Lubellion. Then it's Chainlink 1 Lubellion, discarding opening, and my opponent goes, or Chainlink 2 Tragedy, and then JIbriel goes Chainlink 3 White Binder, targeting opening, Branded Fusion, and also he targets his Dormouse. That is totally fine. I do not chain anything here because he's not banishing my materials, so cool. That resolves. We then search Aluba because we have a normal summon yet, and we fusion into Mirror Jade. So we have an interruption, and obviously if he gets rid of this somehow, except by sending it back to the extra deck, Mirror Jade can pop his monsters in the end phase. Cool. Dormouse activates now to Reborn, which is totally fine. Now here, I do believe that I follow up with normal summon Aluba effect, and here I search Branded Lost. We search Branded Lost because one, we have Branded in red, but we could actually go into Chimera to break out JIbriel's board, and we have Fusion Deployment to bring out Cartesia. So it's good to search Branded Lost, and also Lost, it can force out further interruption, so we search for that. Cool, now we activate Branded Lost. I thought JIbriel would respond with something here, such as MTP or 7, but he just holds onto it a little bit longer. So I go with Branded in red. Now here, if JIbriel does not activate anything, I'm going to go into Chimera and pop 2 cards, so I could pop both these back rows with this. So yeah, JIbriel must activate something here, or he's just going to lose cards. So here he chains MTP 07. Basically what he's going to do is he's going to add a Maliss monster from deck, and since he controls a Maliss link, he can banish any card on the field, non-target. Cool. So here I decide I have to chain Mirror Jade because I gotta make use of its effect. So use Mirror Jade, sending Titan, but JIbriel does chain the Imperm on Mirror Jade. Cool. So yeah, that gets negated. He MTP 07 resolves, adds another Dormouse, and here he banishes Aluba. I was quite surprised here because I thought he would banish Lost, but I guess that's fair because now I think he noticed that I was trying to go for a Chimera, so this was a good move from him, basically. So yeah, so we add Tragedy, and here I still perform a Fusion Summon because it's fine. Mirror Jade will get banished, but it's okay. I want to put more monsters on the field just to sort of help break my opponent's board. So here we go for Despia and Caridas. Cool, on res it will be Chainlink 1 Branded Lost, then I'll go Chainlink 2 Caridas as a quick effect because I am under the protection of Branded Lost, just to make his link monsters attack 0. So I can attack for damage, sure these guys are quite big, but Terahertz goes back to 0 attack at the moment, and White Binder 0, and we can attack it. Cool. Off Lost though, we do search Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. The reason why I added this is because I do kind of want to send Retribution to add back the Branded in red and also get a draw. I don't search for kits, I don't search for Mercuria. I was like, I'd rather send Retribution to grave and get a draw. Cool. Here now we do go Albion effect, and as I said, we send Retribution and we draw into Super Poly. So Super Poly, good draw, but it's not going to help us here at the moment, but at least we have a good interruption for JIbriel. Cool. We then follow up with Grass, and luckily, yeah, Brand Fusion resolved, so Grass was definitely going to resolve. Cool. So that resolves. Here we mill about 22, 23, somewhere around there. So yeah, we milled Albaz. I think we did mill, no, we did not mill a Telement monster, unfortunately, but we did fill up our graveyard quite a bit. So we had Serenia's effect, and we downed both our Retributions, but we have an Albaz name. So basically, even though I resolved Branded Fusion, Serenia can dump Branded White, and I can use my graveyard to perform a Fusion Summon. So that was the plan. So on res, Chainlink 1 Serenia, we send Branded White, and Retribution is going to add back the Branded in White. Cool. But before I activate Branded White, I decide I will bring out Cartesia, just in case my opponent drew into any, I think, did he use this? Yeah, he used, no, he didn't actually. He didn't use White Binder's banish effects, I believe. So effect when banished, I mean. So we got Fusion Deployment to summon Cartesia. Here JIbriel does chain Terahertz, and he sends Enigmaster. Cool, that's fine. So Enigmaster will trigger its effect once Fusion Deployment resolves. So here, yeah, as I said, Enigmaster activates and he targets Cartesia to place in my spell and trap zone. So yeah, I need to chain Cartesia. I could have used Super Poly, but I want to use Branded White, so instead I'm willing to fusion this away because Caridas already reduced his monster's attack to 0, except now Neo Tempest is back at 2500 effect because he used the effect to send a Cybers monster to the graveyard. Cool, that's fine. So we fusion into Masquerade. So remember, the link is at 0 attack. This one's at 2-5. So Masquerade, we deal in a lot of damage, and Masquerade will add further pressure onto Jibriel, just dealing burn damage. Sorry, dealing burn damage for every effect he activates. Cool. Now here we go with branded in white. Cool, that resolves. Jibriel doesn't chain anything, so whatever follows, he cannot respond with anything. So we banish Albaz and Cartesia to go into Albion, because I want to use Albion's effect to banish my materials in the graveyard. Cool. So we banish Mercury and we banish Aluba, and we go into a second Masquerade. Yep, guys, I'm putting all the pressure on Jibriel. He's playing Maliss. He's going to take a lot of burn effect, so I decide 2 Masquerades would be a good option. Cool. Mercury's effect now activates, and here we search Golden Sword. So here's the thing, I search Golden Sword because one, Kitsy's already engraved. We already use Albion to shout its effect. I don't want to add Quem because I did send Titan to the graveyard, so it will be summoned in the end phase. So I just search Golden Sword. One, it will just basically protect me from during Jibriel's battle phase. So that's why I just search it, just make use of the search. Cool. So now here, I do believe that I enter battle phase first. Now, in hindsight, actually, now that I'm here, I realize that Link is at 0. This is at 2-5. Okay, it's just a body at this moment. But what I should have done is, I should have crashed my Albion the Branded into his Terahertz, then attack with Masquerade into this to deal 2-5, then attack with this Masquerade into his Dormouse. So he would have an empty field right here after the battle phase. But it's fine, it's okay, it's fine. We're gonna manage to just break Jibriel's board a little bit further, so he has no monsters or cards on the field. So we attack with Albion into White Binder for 2-5 damage, and we just destroy Dormouse. This is at 2-5. I was left with only this Masquerade to attack, but I don't want to lose it. So yeah, Terahertz remains on the field. Cool, we tribute Albion, summon Lubellion, but Lubellion doesn't have a target because Branded Regained is in the graveyard. Cool. Now here I believe I said Super Poly, and then I go to end phase. Cool, Jibriel did not have any Bestial, so we could activate our Fusion Monsters effect in end phase. So we got High Spirit effect to add to hand. We also follow up with Cartesia, obviously. Oh no, actually, we're going to use Titan effect. Now here, I don't summon Quem, instead I summon Albaz, because now I can fuse Terahertz away with Albaz effect. So we go Albaz effect, discard High Spirit, and we go into Mirrorjade. Cool. Jibriel's board is broken, no monsters on the field, but he has 3 cards in hand. But we managed to still survive going second against Jibriel, and we have set up quite a decent board. Now here we go, Albion effect. Here I believe I said branded in red, because one, we do have ad libitum in our graveyard, and we do not go into Chimera yet, so we have a Chimera play, and we can have potentially 2 Mirrorjade banishes this time. So we set up a decent board even though we went second. It was crazy. I was quite shocked that I even managed to play through all of those interruptions with the cards in hand that I started with, but we made it here. Cool. So we have Super Poly, Brand Red, 2 Masquerades for burn damage, Mirrorjade with potentially 2 banishes, and a Chimera to pop, and also lost to search another Mercurial, basically. Cool. Golden Sword, but we're not going to talk about that. Cool. Past turn, and Jibriel draws into Bestial Magnemite. Cool. Now 2 Masquerades, he's going to be taking a lot of damage for every effect he activates. So he goes with Magnemite targeting his White Binder. So he takes 1200. White Binder's effect activates, and here he takes 2200 damage. So yeah, 2 Masquerades is coming in clutch. It puts a lot of pressure on Maliss players. Cool. White Binder does draw into Engage, but on summon, on res, I do go Mirrorjade effect, because I don't want him to have a Maliss monster, because most of these Maliss link monsters, they require him to link summon, but it needs to include a Maliss monster as material. So yeah, I decide to banish it, and also White Binder did already use its effect when banished, so it's going to stay banished for the rest of this turn unless Jibriel finds another way to bring it out. Cool. Now, since I activate monster effect, Jibriel uses talents to take. He puts himself at 1500 life points. So yeah, he takes a Masquerade, which is a good, it's the best play for him, because he's going to be taking too much damage, sorry. Cool. But on res of talent, I do decide, okay, listen, you have 2 bodies on your field. I don't know what you're going to link into, so I'm going for Chimera. So we go Branded in red targeting Adlib, and we perform a fusion summon, and we go into Chimera. So here, Chainlink 1 Chimera chain link 2 adlib, chain link 3 lost. Cool. That all results. Obviously, since he now controls Masquerade, we are taking a bit of damage here ourselves. Cool. We search a Mercuria, we summon Merjade, and we're going to pop both the monsters on his field. But JIbriel scoops here because I believe I'm going to have, yeah, it's because I have 2 Masquerades. He's not going to do much there, so he scoops. Cool. That is amazing, guys. Listen, we played through JIbriel's board. He went first, we were going second, and we won going second. Cool. You don't understand, bro. Going second against him, I was like, my brain was steaming, bro. The stress levels were high. It was crazy. Okay, so now we're in game number 2. JIbriel does go first. In our opening hands, you'll see that I drew Thrust, Eclipse, Opening, Cartesia, and Retribution. JIbriel opens Imperm, Maliss and Underground, Chessy Cat, D Barrier, which is a good draw, and Gold Sock. So yeah, listen, guys, I'm not going to do much talking here, but you just need to know that the D Barrier screws me over here, unfortunately, because yeah, he sets up his board. He basically goes sort of, actually no, not similar board. He does a lot of comboing here, a lot of monsters. He sets up most of his Maliss links into his graveyard, including Heart's Crypta. But off Chessy Cat here, you see he draws Widow Anchor and he draws Druiswim. So listen, this man has enough just to stop me, literally. So again, yes, this man, yeah. Yeah, but as I said, he's link summoning for bringing out most of his Maliss links. He is going to bring out Heart's Crypta, yeah, right here. Firewall adds back Druiswim, and then he goes into Terahertz. So here, yeah, he's going towards the end of his turn. So you can see Heart's Crypta is there, White Binder is there. He has Druiswim in hand, and now he sets Widow Anchor, he set GWC06, Imperm, and he's going to set D Barrier. Cool. And in end phase, obviously Terahertz is going to send the D Save Worm. So yeah, this was rough, guys. The fact he had D Barrier, listen, that was screwing me over with this hand. But for turn we draw Fusion Deployment. So yeah, is this a crazy hand? No, Eclipse here right now could only save us from an Imperm. So yeah, it's not a crazy hand, but we're going to try play through this board as best as we can. So we got Fusion Deployments. I'm going to summon Albaz because I'm going to fusion away Terahertz immediately. So summon Albaz, we got Albaz effect, we discard Retribution, but JIbriel does chain the D Barrier, calling Fusion. So yeah, that is unfortunate. That locks us out of Fusion, and you know, we don't have enough gas in our hands to keep playing through. So yeah, we're in a rough position. So here I decide I'm not going to scoop. I'm going to see if I can, you know, it was a bit risky, you know, just trying, well, high hopes and dreams here, actually, that's the right word. So we just go opening, search Aluba here is going to attempt to search, but my opponent does go Widow Anchor, which negates Aluba. Cool, I then summon Cartesia, you know, so Cartesia allows me to fusion summon during my JIbriel's turn, if it ever survives until the next turn. And we set a Thrust as a bluff, and we attempt to go to end phase. In end phase though, JIbriel does activate GWC to reborn the Maliss monster. He reborns White Binder. White Binder then it ends up banishing Heart's Crypta, Chessy Cat, is that Chessy Cats I think? No, White Rabbit, sorry. White Rabbit, Dormouse, and Heart's Crypta, which all activates their effects to reborn itself, but now Heart's Crypta is here, and he's going to use Heart's Crypta effect now to shuffle back one of his, actually no, not Heart's Crypta, he used White Rabbit, sorry, to set up MTP of 7, and he activates it the same turn, banishing White Binder, adding Dormouse, and he's going to banish our Cartesia, and I scoop because now I just have 2 bodies on field, no interruptions. He can just go access code and deal so much damage for him. He had to win, guys. So we go to game number 3. Guys, listen, I made it to game number 3 against JIbriel. Put some respect on my name. But yeah, game number 3, guys, listen, my heart was racing. You don't understand, guys. I can't believe I survived to game number 3 against the pro. So in our opening hands here, we go Chiron. We open Chiron, Thrust, Aluba, Grass. Guys, I saw Grass twice in this game. You don't understand how excited I was. And we open Lancia. Lancia is a good draw here because, listen, if he cannot out Lancia, it's going to end his combo completely. JIbriel opens Goldsock, Impulse, Shifter, Allure, and Thrust. Good hand. This is good hand. Allure. He has Goldsock, Thrust, and also Shifter. Shifter, yeah, Shifter is a bane to my existence. Cool, he drops Shifter in the draw phase, and that's so sad because, you know, I open Grass. So now there's no point opening grass. But sure, he did make thrust live, but unfortunately, yeah, there's not much I can do under shifter at the moment with this hand. So we normal summon a Luba effect, and we search Branded Fusion. Cool. Unfortunately, since shifter is live, Branded Fusion is going to end up being banished here. So it is what it is. You got to play what you can. So we go Branded Fusion, hoping that this would resolve. But JIbriel does drop the impulse on us. Cool, that gets negated, and Branded Fusion is banished. Here I was contemplating what to do, but I realized this I shouldn't use, obviously don't use grass. Thrust, I decided I don't have a good target for thrust. Honestly, you can't set D-barrier and call links because D-barrier doesn't allow that, but at least I have Lance here. So I decided I'm going to keep thrust in my hand, and I'm just going to pass and hope for the best. But now, listen guys, JIbriel opens call by, but that's not going to do anything because we're under shifter. Here in this position, the moment JIbriel entered main phase, I realized I actually made a misplay. I had Lancia in hand. I should have activated Lancia in jaw phase or standby phase because a lot of Maliss players, they do play thrust and they do play talent. So and your guys already know, he has thrust in hand. So literally I just made myself vulnerable to a talent. And if he looks at my hand and rips up grass, I'm telling you right now, it's GG's for me. But anyways, main phase, JIbriel goes with Goldsock and we chain Lancia. And here after Lancia resolves, I'm like praying to Lord, please don't let this guy have talents. But he goes thrust, and since I have a monster, he can add any normal spell or trap to hand. Here he searches for Skystriker engage. Cool, engage gets activated, and I'm just gonna fast forward here because listen, it's a rough position for me. So he's literally just going, he doesn't have any access to Maliss monsters, let me just point that out. So he's going to go with the Sky Striker place to search engage, and he adds it back, he activates engage, and yeah, unfortunately he's gonna be able to draw a card off engage. So he searches for Widow Anchor and he draws into the talents. Oh no, guys, you don't understand. It was so sad when he activated talents against me because, well, first he went to battle phase, that's totally fine, and then he went talents in main phase 2, and he ripped the grass out of my hand. So let me tell you right now, Thrust and Shiren, this is a dead hand. This is such a dead hand. JIbriel, he sets call by and he sets Widow Anchor, so cool, he has a Widow Anchor as an interruption and also call by. We draw into fusion duplication. That does nothing, so all I do is set and pass, and I'm going to fast forward because let me tell you, just I have no interruptions, no access to branded fusion. JIbriel, he can just attack for game. He has some interruptions like Widow Anchor, Dominus Impulse, which he just drew into. Me, I am just fighting for my life or something. Here, when I normal summon a Luba, I search branded opening because I thought, okay, maybe branded opening can be sent to grave and I can dump, actually, I was trying to dump Quem to fill up my graveyard, but in hindsight, what I should have done was Aluba should have searched branded in red because I had an Aluba in graveyard, so I could have performed a fusion summon, but obviously the brand red special summon would be negated by impulse. But listen, guys, branded fusion got banished. I sided out my branded in white, which I think you'll see later after a few turns that branded white could have helped me, but that opening gets negated by impulse, sorry, and I just said fusion duplication as a bluff and pass. Unfortunately, yeah, the fusion duplication doesn't have a target, and yeah, well, JIbriel draws into White Rabbit, and there is his access to his Maliss place. So yeah, listen, he's gonna pop off, he can link summon, it's losing position for me here, guys. SP banished the face down, White Binder is just gonna use its effect, and he's just building up his board with all his Maliss monsters. Here he sets another trap, and then he goes into Terahertz. Well, yeah, unfortunately I am left with Thrust in hand. Now he has Tempest, which dumped the D-Save Worm, he has the White Binder effect, and he does have the GWC06 and a call by. So listen, I have a Thrust, I'm hoping for the best, and this is a losing position for me. So yeah, you guys, you can see when I activated Lancia, that Lancia in main phase cost me this game. So we join to Albaz, and I'm like, I can fusion away, so why not try? So we go Albaz effect, and JIbriel drops the third impulse on me. Oh my word, guys, jeez, yeah, 3 impulses. Yo, it was rough, and that was GG's, guys. It was game. Yeah, I told the man he had game, and yeah, guys. So in this replay, we ended up losing because yeah, that Lancey in the main phase cost me a chance to be in the game still. But you know, you live and you learn. But what was nice is I believe I played really well against JIbriel. I didn't play like crap, guys. Okay, I gave it my best, and yeah, it was really nice going up against JIbriel. But JIbriel did claim victory in this matchup. I wanted to show you this because I was going up against a pro, so you would see really good plays here. Besides that Lancer, that was horrible. Yeah, and as I was saying, guys, that's his game. Listen, JIbriel won it. It's all his. That Lancia in the main phase did cost me a chance to still be in the game, but you know, it was a good duel, and Maliss, Skystrikers won this matchup. I had fun playing this game. You know, I was going up against a pro, someone who has topped YCSs, so I was really bringing in my A game in this duel. And I was really excited to show you this because, you know, come on, we're going up against JIbriel. We got to see how I perform against the real pros in the game. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do like, comment, and subscribe. Please, guys, it supports the channel, and honestly, it motivates me to keep giving you good branded content. Guys, also in the links and description below, I'm going to leave the link to JIbriel's YouTube. Go check it out if you're not subscribed to his channel. Man drops good content. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, found this really entertaining, and cheers. See you in the next video. But I'm also going to do a quick deck list here, obviously as usual. But thank you for watching, guys. Bye.